What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of The Growth Blueprint. No video episode this time, but today I wanted to talk about hard things. Mostly because I am currently going through a difficult period of growth right now. And, difficult periods of growth are not a bad thing. They're actually a really good thing, right? And it's the uncomfortability is in and of itself kind of an indicator that you're going in the right direction, that you're doing what you need to be doing, that your progress is happening. Because oftentimes the easy things are indicators that we are hanging out within our comfort zone. And the hard things are indicators that they are things that lie outside of our comfort zone. And if we truly desire to grow, if we truly desire to change, then we must be willing to step outside of our comfort zone and step into that uncomfortability. But I just kind of wanted to share a candid episode talking about my own struggles with stepping outside my comfort zone and leaning into the uncomfortability of change and growth, because it sucks, and it always sucks, and it should suck, and it always will suck, and that's okay. But the thing not to do is to shy away from that. Now, this is where things obviously get difficult, because it's a lot easier to shy away from something that's difficult than it is to lean into the thing that is difficult. And talking about specifically, at least what it is that I am going through, that some of you will be able to relate to, is this amount of loneliness that I am currently dealing with. I am trying to create for myself my own version of the perfect life. And, obviously not everything goes perfectly in life. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am trying to do is to live my life on my terms, the way that I want, with the people that I want, trying to do the things that I want, the way that I want. And a consequence of this is that I have to not participate in the things that quote-unquote normal people would do. And this kind of goes with all of these journeys of growth, is that if you aspire to be an individual that is not average, because average sucks. Average in the United States is overweight, on medication, divorced, with less than $1,000 in their bank account. Now, I don't think, if you're listening to this podcast, firstly, obviously, that's not the kind of person that you want to be, right? However, that means that you cannot do what most people want to do. And so as a consequence, you are deciding that you are not going to be the kind of person that does most of the things that most other people do. Thus, because you're deciding to do differently, there's going to be less of those people to surround yourself with. And this is the struggle that I'm currently going through. And it's very lonely, and it's very hard, and I feel like oftentimes I am building something and doing something alone. And there's not a lot of people that I can talk to that understand what it's like to be trying to do what I'm trying to do. And if you are somebody that has historically been, overweight or struggled with your health or not exercised, chances are that you've surrounded yourself with people that, do similar things. If you don't exercise, the group of people that you hang out with probably doesn't exercise either. If you, aren't meal prepping and don't really pay attention to your nutrition, chances are the people that you spend time around probably are doing the same things. And as you go through this journey of growth and starting new habits and doing things differently, you're going to find yourself in conflict with spending time with these people that you once called friends. And they may be dear, dear friends to you, but if you're no longer doing the same things, you may find that your quote-unquote friends may have been friends of convenience as opposed to friends of true intrinsic value. Not that people don't have intrinsic value, but just that, you know, if you guys aren't going out and drinking on the weekends or going and getting food all the time and, you know, throwing one back, you may find that you don't really have a whole lot else in common. And as a consequence, you start to grow more distant with the people that you once were close friends with. And you go through this period of time of loneliness where you no longer have friends that have the same new habits that you are trying to build. And you've lost the friends that had the old habits that you're trying to break. And it can lead to this kind of period of loneliness that you have to go through. And it's really hard. It's really difficult. You don't really feel like you have anybody that you can relate to. You don't feel like you have anybody that understands what you're struggling with. You don't really have anybody that you can open up to that makes you feel seen and heard about the hard things that are going on in your life. And that's tough. It's tough for me right now. You know, I don't really feel like there are a lot of people that I can reach out to. And I actually left a community of, you know, amazing individuals to pursue this other thing that I wanted to build. And that's really been weighing heavy on me because there's not that community right now. There's not people that I'm close with. There's not these people that I can relate to and that can relate to me, that, you know, can encourage me and cheer me on and make me feel seen and heard. And as a consequence, you're kind of just grinding towards these goals that you have by yourself. And that's not a bad thing. It's what happens, but it's hard. And some of the things that I tell myself to remind myself to not give up and to keep going is, you know, I ask myself this question of, and you've heard me talk about this before on the podcast, but, you know, I ask myself this question: did you think that this would be easy? And the answer is no. I thought that this would be hard. And I remind myself that this is what hard feels like, you know, and that's okay. Hard can be lonely, hard can be stressful, hard can be anxiety inducing. It can be all of these things, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that it's hard, and hard is okay. So kind of a short one today, but if you are going through something that is difficult and you feel lonely and you're trying to grow and you're trying to become the next version of yourself that, you know, achieves something that you've never achieved before, and you're kind of in that tough spot where you feel alone and like nobody can understand you and nobody can get you, it's okay. It's okay to feel that way. It's okay that this is what's happening. It's okay. You know, just keep going. There's lots of us out there that are doing it. And if that is you and you feel like you need to reach out and you want to talk to somebody, reach out to me. You know, I may not understand your situation, but maybe I know somebody that does. And maybe I can connect you with somebody that will get you and is going through something similar and is trying to grow and trying to change and trying to become the best version of themselves. So, as always, your time is your most valuable resource. And so if you spent that with me here today, then I greatly appreciate it. And I hope that I made it worth your time. And if I did, I would really appreciate if you would rate the show, share it with somebody. That's how I can get this out to more people and help more people, and hopefully change some more lives. So please rate the show, and I will see y'all in the next one.